Yeah, nice.
That was the first job on that. Other than that,
Yeah,
bro, it's always been. Actually worked with foster and orphan kids before this,
yeah,
doing that, and then before that it was just coaching wherever I could get money, man. Wherever I could get money,
yeah,
I was doing fucking heavy metal fabrications for a bit, tutoring for a bit, like just everything, sort of everywhere, man.
yeah, yeah. How old are you?
I'm 22.
22. Yeah, nice. So it's teaching something that you is something that you wanted to do, is something that you kind of decided to do, or
Look, long story is I actually wanted to become a psychologist.
nice.
But then I thought, I've always known I just wanted to help people, whether it's
Mm-mm,
through laughs, whether it's,
mm,
anything. And I jumped into the thought of psychology, but then I thought to myself, look, people have to admit they've got a problem first, which
mm,
is the very first hard step. Then they got to pay to see you, and it's only for half an hour. It's not even, you don't build a relationship. They come to you because they need to, not because they want to, you know what I
mm,
mean?
mm,
Whereas
mm, mm,
if you become a school teacher, I'm hoping to prevent people from getting to ever that point where they need someone to pull them
mm, mm,
or shit like that, bro. So I was like, fucking,
mm.
and being at school 6 hours of the day, not half an
Yeah,
hour, and
yeah,
it's
yeah,
free because I
yeah.
want to,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a different
Yeah.
way to look at it though, like instead of waiting for the problem to happen and try to solve it, try to stop it from even getting there. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's right.
Which is a different way to look at it, but it's a very honorable way to look at it as well. What got you into, man, doing online content and shit, man? Like that's
Right,
fucking
right.
let me tell you something. You're talking about helping people, bro. That's fucking helping people. I'll tell you that
Oh
right now,
man,
man.
and some of the messages I get are fucking heartwarming, bro.
Yeah,
Some of the messages I get, people say to
yeah,
me,
yeah.
"Oh, you put me through
Yeah.
lockdown, you've done this and this and this," and I'm like, "Bro, don't like,
Yeah, 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 yeah. Nah,
goosebumps."
man,
That's what I did it
100%.
for, but yeah,
Yeah, yeah, 100%. I mean, like I don't need to, I mean, even if you didn't tell me that, I would know people would have, man, because I'd like to think that I feed off people's energy. And yeah, when I saw some of that stuff, I was like, fuck, it was hilarious. But I was like, you know what? It's such a good time for it to come. And it's a way to like I think the one that really got to me was the sneezing one. And I'll tell you why. That was funny about COVID sneezing. I'll tell you why, because
that
that's
was one
something
you reposted,
that's
yeah.
something, yeah, that's something I've been ranting on about. I'm like, back in the day,
Yeah.
you say, you sneeze, people say bless you. Now you won't even fucking say bless you. And
Yeah,
I remember like, cause I get hay fever too, right? So it's
yeah,
like bad hay fever. So like I was at Big W or some shit, and like I was with my wife, and I just sneezed, bro. And she told me there was a lady next to her, and she fucking just darted the other way, right? All
yeah,
because I fucking sneezed. And I'm like, man, what a
literally,
world
bro.
we're coming into. So like that really stood out to me because I connected with that. I was like, because that's something
Literally.
that I've been telling people. I'm like, fuck, bro, what world do we live in that we can't even sneeze anymore? And like, people used to say bless you, which was such a positive thing. Now it's like, fuck, they look at
And now
you.
people are like, "Yo, settle,
Yeah.
bro."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like how did how did that come about, man? Like how did it come, like how did you get
It
the
all
idea
come
to want to
about, man. I used to do it when I was like 13, 14 on Snapchat, just on
Yeah,
my
yeah.
story. And I
Yeah.
just used to rant about everything, bro. Everything,
Yeah.
like not on the daily, just when something would pop up and piss me off, I'd just fucking talk shit.
Yeah.
And it got a bit weird at that point too, because like I'm a very social person. So I've
Mm.
got a lot of friends. I've got friends fucking all over the shop, especially with football and all the things that I do. I've
Yeah,
met
yeah.
new people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I'd go to like Penrith Plaza or something like that, and people would rock up and be like, "Oh, you're the funniest cunt." Like, 14, 15. I'm like, fuck, bro.
Yeah.
You know me. I don't even know you. Like, get out. I'd do it. But I've always been doing it. And everyone would always say, "Alex, get onto YouTube, start doing YouTube, start doing
Yeah.
YouTube." But I'm not tech savvy at all. At all. Like the thought of YouTube, I'm just like, bro, that's effort. I'm not bothered for that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like even
Straight
TikTok, people
record,
go,
upload. Yeah,
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 yeah. Like I met another
yeah.
influencer the last week. Last
Yeah,
week, I met her at a nightclub, and
yeah,
she come up to me, and she's got fucking 200,000 something followers,
yeah, yeah,
and she was saying, "Hi, you're that guy on TikTok," and I had no idea who she was.
yeah,
No idea who she was. And when she told me, I felt so rude because like we should recognize each other, but I don't watch TikTok.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So I didn't even want to be a part of the app. I didn't have the app. I didn't have nothing like that. I didn't put it on Instagram, nothing. It
Mm.
was always just on stories. And one day my mate said to me, he goes, Alex, he goes, you need to just, he goes, put it on TikTok. I said, bro, what's going on? Just put it on TikTok, please. And he begged me for ages. And he goes, just put one. He goes, I'll make you a deal. Put one. And if it goes viral, the very first video, if it goes viral, you have to keep going. If it doesn't, then you cut it where it is and that's it. Like just stop and, you know, and I was like, okay, well, all right, I'll do it. First video, 65,000 views. And
yeah, especially with your shit, bro. TikTok's like it's almost tailor-made for that, bro. It's tailor-made. Like your friend was onto something, bro. Like it was tailor-made for it. So is it just like, is it anything that you kind of like experienced throughout your life? Something whether it's interesting, whether it's something that ticks you off, whatever it is. It's no specific thing. It's just whatever kind of you come across that you kind of feel like you have an opinion about, or feel like, you know, you got to say something about it.
Yeah, I'm a very opinionated bloke. Any question and I'll ramble all day about it. And it's something that
what star sign are you? What star sign are you, by the way?
Aries. I'm an Aries.
Okay, cool.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Go on.
But I've always been like that. I've always been able to say my 5 cents and not giving a fuck what anyone thinks, or that's my opinion. You take it the way you want to take it. That's your problem. But there's no, like, half the shit I talk about does not even bother me. It's not even like I'm screaming and yelling and whatever. And it's like, I actually could not give two shits. It's more of a strategic thing because I know other people deal with those problems, because I just listen to a lot of conversations and listening to people talk and hearing their problems. I go, fuck, you know, I've heard that one before. So same thing. I'm going to have a chat about it, you know? And the whole yelling thing is more of a strategic thing. Like, it's not, if I ever got into comedy, stand-up comedy, you know, I'll go up on stage and start screaming. People already got their attention on me, you know?
Yeah.
So with TikTok and Instagram Reels, you know, you've got 3 seconds before someone goes, I'm going next. Swipe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's more of a thing to just capture your attention.
Yeah.
Love the emotion and that behind it. So
it's definitely the emotions, man. And it's also like, you know, if people could like, you know, say the same thing, you know, whatever it is that you're speaking about, if they could express it, that's the word I'm looking for. If they could express it, I guarantee you, man, it's the tone and how you say it is how they would want to fucking say it. That's why they resonate with it. You know what I mean? Honesty. Yeah, just brutal honesty, but it's also just the tone, you know, it's just the tone on how you know how you say it as well. When did you kind of feel like it was really starting to kind of pick up, like, you know, where like people were really kind of enjoying your content, but at the same time you felt like, man, you know, because I'm assuming, I mean, you obviously started it just doing it for your own self more than anything else, right? Like you were just putting it out as, you know, almost just content, your thoughts almost, you know, so which is what all kind of great comics are like, you know, they have crazy thoughts going to their head, and they, you know, which is how I saw it, man. Like, no lie, I'm not, you know, kind of sit here and say, you know, or, you know, great comics and whatever, but that's the kind of feel. That's why, like, I love watching stand up, and you know, I also love listening to comics talk as well, you know, and that's why I was really keen to get you on, because there's, you know, that's the kind of space I wanted to get into, especially in Australia as well, right? Like my whole entertainment, like my whole brand, what I'm trying to do is kind of capture the Australian culture, you know what I mean? But I lost my train of thought. But like how did you kind of know that? At what point did it kind of hit you that, man, like I'm actually onto something, like people are really interested in like my content and, you know, what I got to say and what I talk about? Yeah.
When it hit was, I remember last year, April, I was doing it for 2-3 months. I think I got to 10K followers or whatever. And I was getting people come up to me at like clubs or whatever, because I'm still doing the normal thing, you know.
Yeah.
How I am. And you know what? I can't see myself changing that. And, you know, people come up to whatever. I'm always polite. I love the attention. Like, you know, course it's gonna give me a fucking big head, you know?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
someone's coming up to you telling you the
Yeah,
biggest
yeah,
shit on the
yeah,
face.
man.
Yeah,
People
like,
can
bro,
say
you're
what
gonna
they
take
want, bro. It feels good. Yeah,
exactly, you know. But it just depends how you behave after
yeah,
that. That's
yeah, of
where
course.
it decides the
Yeah,
cockiness and the confidence.
yeah, yeah.
But that never, that never went through to my head. And one day I was talking to my mate. He was playing third division football in Spain, and he
Yeah.
goes to me, Alex. It was one of my videos. I can't remember which one it was. It got like 700,000 views or something. And he goes, Alex, you've sold out the Camp Nou like 6 times over.
Yeah.
He goes, and at that point, I think I had like 40,000 followers. He goes, bro, like imagine the half of ANZ Stadium, you standing in the middle of the pitch and the half of ANZ Stadium full looking at you saying, you're a mad cunt. And I went, oh,
Yeah,
whoa.
yeah,
And that's when I pictured it and I just went, boom, like that was when it was
yeah,
like, fuck, okay, I'm actually sort of doing something here.
yeah,
Like, and
yeah,
then
yeah.
one of my mates one day asked me as well. He asked me to look through my analytics. Fuck's an analytic. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
no, just show me. And at that point, it was like the last 30 days, he'd done like a 30-day check, and I had over 800,000 impressions in 30 days. And I went, you're telling me 800,000 people, or I've had 800,000 likes, comments, fucking you name it, in the last 30 days, views, whatever it is. Yeah, that's what it is. And I went, fuck, what the?
Yeah.
And then, you know what? Mates being mates, he looked at me and goes, you beat your shit. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
He goes, that's Instagram. He goes, 800,000 people are looking at your shit, but you've got 9K followers. He goes, you're fucking terrible. And I went, you know what? That makes a lot of sense too.
You get like, have you got a lot of like shit from people with some of the things? Like, have people kind of like not I wouldn't say not liked it, but had views on some of the things you've been saying, like you would say in some of your videos and stuff like that, or?
I've never copped hate until I started talking about COVID.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I never copped hate until I started talking about COVID. And then now that the COVID wave is like sort of curving off,
Yeah.
It stopped. It stopped. I went to Melbourne in December and I had one guy, and it felt so refreshing to hear it. I'm not even lying. He looked at me and went, oh, that's the cunt off TikTok. And I just went,
Yeah.
oh, wait, brother,
Hey, he still recognized you.
yeah,
He still
what I mean?
recognized.
But like at the same time, I was like, fuck, that's different.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah.
It's not
That's
the
such
whole
a, but it must be such a trip out. Like you don't go out with the intention that people are going to recognize you, right? Like you just do, you know what I mean? So it must be such a trip out that like, I don't know. I feel like if I was in your position, I'd be like, fuck, how does this guy even recognize me? You know what I mean? Like, but you forget, obviously, you forget, right? You're on Insta and you see how many people view it and obviously people share it and etc. But it's still fucking weird, right? Like you go out, like you're just trying to do normal shit and someone's like sees you, you know what I mean? From a distance, like recognizes you. Yeah. It's fucking crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's weird.
And then what was like, and so like, is this something that you kind of see yourself like, do you see it kind of like evolving into something, or you just kind of enjoying doing what you're doing, or and also it like is there any influence in how you went about doing this in terms of like comedians or comics? Like, is there people that you kind of were inspired by or you grew up watching that you felt like kind of had that influence on you, being the way you are right now, like, with that, like the comedic obviously tone and whatnot, but was there people that, or even, anyone that you kind of grew up that kind of inspired that?
It's what was the first part of the question?
Oh, like, just do you see it evolving from just from like, something like TikTok to like,
now that I'm deep into it, I would love for it to go somewhere. I was talking to my mate the other month, and he said to me, he goes, Alex, give it a year or two, smash it out for a year or two and see where it ends up. 2 years, 3 years. He goes, if it doesn't end up anywhere, he goes, you've got jobs behind you, you've got stuff behind you that you can fall back on. And he goes, so give it a red hot crack. And then when you're 50, you can say, you know what, I gave it my shot, but didn't work out. You know, so at this present time, I am giving it a red hot shot, and I am really trying to suss out how far I can go with it. I would love to stand up in front of someone and act like Carl Barron. Oh my God. Carl Barron is the shit, man.
Yeah.
Carl Barron is the shit. Which leads to, you know, the whole who influenced it. I love Carl Barron.
Yeah.
I love Kevin Hart's emotion and the way his antics behind
Yeah.
story. Like
that's
his story, you just told him at a normal pitch. Like
Yeah.
you'd be like, oh, yeah, cool.
Whatever. But you're completely right, man. That's the thing about Kevin Hart, right? I think he gets criticized because he doesn't have those turns like some of the, you know, the greats like Chappelle and stuff, but his emotions and how he shows it is what drags you into it. It's like, it's just the way he says it. And then, it's very captivating. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And that, now that you said that, Dave Chappelle's brutal honesty kills my life. Like the shit he says on stage, like, bro, you're gonna get sued. And I love that. And I love that. You know, so those three were massive on it. And it was actually Dapto. I remember scrolling through TikTok one time and seeing Dapto, a guy in Melbourne who screaming, yelling in his car. And you can say I copied it, like it's not, you know, but it's more of the fact of I saw how he caught the attention of someone, and I went, okay, like I can use that. I can, you know. And once I started getting my own feel for everything, that's when I started sometimes just talking or sometimes being real vibrant, you know. Like I changed that whole raw to you can still act that way and still capture that. So he took a good influence on me too, actually.
Because you're touching back on Chappelle, like you were saying how, like, you know, the way he's like borderline crosses the line, but it's something, it's just the way he articulates the message he's trying to send, right? And it's crazy, like all these specials, man, like you know, what was it, Sticks and Stones and all those ones, right? Like the theme starts at the beginning, but the way he wraps it back to that same theme, like, you know, the message he's trying to say at the end of it. But it's just the way he says it, it's just crazy because it's like outrageous, but it's true. You know what I mean? It's outrageous. It's fucking out of this world, but it's fucking
but you're not allowed to say.
But it makes so much fucking sense. You know what I mean? And that's the crazy thing. And it's so like it's not easy to do. You know, it takes a special kind of person to do that. But and I'm glad you mentioned those guys because I think they're great examples, man, and they're probably great people to kind of you know study that from as well, you know. And I think like even
Carl
just
Barron's sarcasm, Kevin Hart's fucking the way he acts, like the way he portrays things, and Chappelle's just brutal honesty. Imagine if you could jam that into one, Jesus.
That'd be super. That'd be super level, man.
Oh, bro.
I don't think it could last the special. You know what I mean?
Pass out mid
I'll have to like I'm gonna watch the rest. Watch the rest tomorrow. What's your family think of this, man? Like your parents and all of that. Like when you started popping up.
My mum didn't like it at first, and she's still like, you know, she might hear me in the car or something making a video, and she'll go,
what part doesn't she like? You making the videos or just being so like kind of prominent now? Okay.
Which it confuses me because, you know, behind closed doors we're all swearing, we're all just like people just like, Alex, you gotta be careful. I was like, relax, we'll be right. People love the fact that I'm just raw like that. You know, dad's in full support. I mean, my mum is too, don't get me wrong. She's worried about how people may view me or whatever.
That's a mother's love, bro.
That's right. Dad's in full support. Every TikTok he sees of mine, he's commenting on it. You know, he loves it. My little brother hates it.
Oh, really? What's that?
My older brother goes, bro, you're a shit cunt. Right? You're stupid. You know, my little brother hates it because he'll go out on a night out because we look similar. People go, "Oh my god, are you that guy?" And he's like, "For fuck's sake, no, it's not me. It's my brother."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
but you know,
Yeah,
I think deep down he really does like it. But
yeah,
at first sight, he's like, "Oh fucking hell, yeah, no, it's him, not me." Like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah, everyone sort of is around it. You know, my whole family. I'll get phone calls off my auntie or my god sisters.
Yeah,
Oh my god, someone research it. I don't know that motherfucker. It's like they just start freaking out.
yeah.
It's
What's
pretty.
oh, I lost my train of thought again, man. What's kind of like in terms of just is it like what's your kind of thought process when you kind of go through these um these moments where you kind of see something that you feel like you haven't like an opinion, or you feel like you got something to say? Is there particular interest in things, or is there particular interest in your life that you feel like you kind of dive into, that this is kind of the space you like? Or um is it just a variety of things? Like how, like what's your like, without I guess going too deep into it, or go too deep into it because that's the name of the podcast, but like just what's your kind of thought process through it? Like what goes from the moment that you see something to feeling like, man, I want to have an like I want to say something about it? Is it particular things, particular topics in general, or
It's more just what pops up in my head. You
yeah?
know, when I used to work with the foster company, I was doing a lot of driving. So I
Mm,
was waking up in the morning, picking kids up, taking them to school, whatever.
mm,
And doing those plenty of hours of driving, I was doing a lot of active meditation without realizing.
mm.
And just thoughts just go through your head. You know, you put your head on the pillow at night and you're hoping to sleep, but really
Mm.
you're fucking staring at the wall,
Yeah,
thinking.
yeah.
So that sort of stuff. And it it started as a variety, but as I've noticed as well through my channel, especially on TikTok, because you can categorize where your stuff goes. Um, a lot of it was like red flags, cooked thoughts, because I get like fucking stupid thoughts half the time. You've seen my Instagram stories, man.
Yeah.
Then it, people, I'd go out, people, oh, you're the car yelling guy. So then it categorized into just, raw emotion. And then like it just sort of branched into its own thing. Like it just
Yeah.
started as what I just thought of, or heard or whatever. And then it just sort of went into, okay, this is this part. And it just sort of branched off in its own way.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
I
crazy,
would
man.
like to carry it into a niche though. I would.
What's that? Say
I
that
would
again.
like
Sorry, man.
I would like to carry it all into a niche. I would
Yeah.
like it to bring more value and stuff like that, and I'd be able to appeal to a specific audience.
Yeah. But I guess something like that will kind of almost work itself out the more you just keep doing what you're doing anyway, bro. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah.
But nah, man. Yeah, look, I didn't want to take too much of your time. I was really keen to chat with you, man, and just I'm a big fan, and I think it's great. And I think even just in Australia in general, man, we just need we need comics, we need comedians, we need all of that. Like that's
Not enough comes out of here, man. Not enough
yeah,
comes out of here.
yeah. That's for me, like that's kind of what my platform and what I'm trying to kind of build here is to kind of showcase all of that. And
You're doing a good thing, man. You're doing a good
yeah, and like at the same time I want to like that's kind of what I'm really interested in. Like I grew up obviously listening to a lot of hip hop, R&B and stuff like that, and also not just the music, but like just everything, like the entertainment machine, that surrounds it all, and from the content creation to all of that. So it's something that I always believe that, especially in Australia, like I'm 34 now, but when I was like your age, 22, I was thinking about doing this, and I really wanted to do it, like create my own brand and everything, and then kind of unite the culture in sports, in arts, in comedy, in
That is
whatever
taking
it.
a big move in many fields, man.
Yeah.
Big move.
So but then at that time I was like, man, we ain't there yet, like we're still kind of babies, but I always believe that at some point we will just be like the US and Europe, where we'll be able to have that kind of
Yeah.
ecosystem, where people
Love
start to
that.
kind of, yeah,
Man.
start to come out and stuff. So You know, so I kind of patiently waited and, you know, did other things to kind of just, you know, but seeing guys like you and I've seen other comics as well just come online and create content, it's a good time, you know, and I feel like it's a good wave and this is what I've been waiting for, you know what I mean? So you know, um but yeah, man, I definitely think, man, like even those just those rock up, stand up, you know, nights, man, just yeah, just go there and you know, and I would love to, you know, obviously down the track when I, you know, get this to where I really want it to be, like be involved in things like that, because man, I love that stuff, man. That's my energy, you know. So,
Like a bit of an agent
uh,
sort of.
yeah, and like just like even have show nights and stuff like that, you know what I mean, like Mercenary Entertainment show nights, and where you can do stand-ups or have like a variety kind of show where you can have stand-ups and things like that, you know. I would love to be involved in doing things like that, because that's kind of, I'm trying to almost create that kind of ecosystem. That's what I'm trying to do, you know, with
Yeah.
the brand. And yeah, but but yeah, man, I just wanted to connect. You know, I'm a big fan, just like everyone else, man. And honestly, man, like don't let up, man. Don't let up, you know. Keep doing your thing, man. Keep making people laugh, keep making people smile. And you know, and honestly, man, like there's certain people that, like you were talking about the guy from Melbourne, that you're saying how you kind of copied the whole car thing and, you know, like the yelling thing. But the thing about copying someone and then kind of, you know, it not being the same is that you get found out with when it's not authentic, you know what I mean? And how you do what you do with your comic in terms of like even just, you know, how you deliver it, man, it's real. There's no like, I don't even feel a percentage of like like fakeness or like forcing it down someone's throat. And that
And that's the
I'm telling
biggest
you the honest
compliment.
throat.
That's
Yeah.
the biggest
Yeah.
compliment because, you know,
And that
people, I can't stand when
mm,
people, you know, like girls, all the
mm,
girl influencers, you know, that like
mm,
they might get a makeup shipment to them.
yeah.
It's probably the worst makeup for your skin on the face.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
they'll go,
correct.
oh my God, it's great. Hi, and
Yeah,
like pat it all
yeah,
over their
yeah,
face,
yeah. There was
but
a
then sell shit. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
exactly,
I'm
man.
not doing it. I'm
Yeah,
not doing it. I've
exactly,
had
man.
companies message me and say, hey, do you
Yeah,
want this? I'm
yeah.
not interested in the product. If I'm not
100%.
interested in it, I'm not going to
100%.
ship it.
100%.
You
It's
know?
like get always like ambassador thing for clothing and stuff, right? So like, but I've always wanted to create. I've always wanted to do my own clothes, like with my brand. Like always wanted to do my own merch. And my always thing is like, if you're gonna reach out to me, like you could be the supply, but I'm creating my own merch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm not gonna like. Why would
Yeah.
I? Yeah. But it's something you're touching about influencers and stuff, man. There was an interesting video like some time ago that I got shown, and I really like the way he said it. He goes, man, if you really break it down, it's like the flu, right? Influenza, you know what I mean? So it's like, and you know, like the flu. Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah,
I
like,
spread
yeah,
shit.
yeah,
I like that. I
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
That's
And
quality.
yeah, and he was like saying, he's like, think about it. He goes, what are you like? What are you influencing? You know what I mean? Like, what are you actually influencing? And it's like the influenza, like it's a disease. Like, don't get caught up in it. You know what I mean?
There's
And
so
when I
many
saw that
now.
video, I was like, damn, man. I'm like, yeah, exactly. And it's something like that, you know, even like when people ask me about IG and how I use it, and I said, man, it's such a good tool if you know how to use it the right way. And I said, it's helped me out because I've been able to connect with so many people and for the most real reasons, not for like any gimmick or for views or like, I don't worry about any of that shit. I just worry about why I'm doing what I'm doing. But IG has been good for me in that sense because I can DM, like I DM'd you and say, hey, bro, I would love to have you on. And you know what I mean? And create a network. You know what I mean? So if you really think about it, bro, you can network and create relationships and that leads to, you know,
100%.
things that can help out. You know what I mean? Whether it's monetary gains, like breaking bread or whatever it is, right? But there's also that other side, like you're saying, you know what I mean? Where it's like right in front of your face, forcing it down your throat. And you know what it is, man? It creates envy, like unnecessary envy in people, because it's like, you know, reality's gone out the door, right? Almost like we're coming to the in a stage where like face to face and just communication. So like now you got people that are behind this phone and they're so envious of people or angry or even have self-doubt and aren't even confident in themselves over someone that they don't even know. You know what I mean? But because it's on Instagram, because it's a social, because of like
People accept it.
yeah, man, and they think it's real, and that's what I tell people.
It
I'm
makes
like,
me sick,
it's
bro.
not fucking real. Social media and everything that happens is not real. What's real is me and you, like the relationships, the conversations, the you know what I mean? Like you know,
That, you know what? To me, that comes down to the way people are fucking raised, for
yeah,
starters,
yeah.
right? But literally, bro, I haven't been on a proper live on TikTok or Instagram in over 4 or 5 months because I'm so sick and tired of the negativity that surrounds a live that it doesn't interest me anymore. And it burns me because lives really push your account. They really do help you do wonders. But there's people on these social media platforms that are causing so much drama and ick. And you know what? You want to do that. That's what you want to do. I actually blame the people that follow the shit.
Mm,
I actually blame the people that fuel it.
mm,
Because what are you doing? Like you're telling me, right? This person may have a serious amount of followers because they just talk shit, do shit, like it's all shit, right? But people follow them and go, "Oh, look at this idiot." Why are you condoning that? Why are you condoning that behavior? Where's your morals? Where's your ethics? Where's all of that for you to go, I love this bloke. He's such an idiot, but I actually hate him. Like, why are you promoting that? You know what I mean? That's what gives people, like you're saying, it gives people fuel and energy to promote rubbish that's not real in a way that people go, oh, perfect example is that Catch Me Outside girl. Like,
Yeah, I know, right?
mate,
And
biggest bum in
you know what the crazy
America,
thing is? Yeah, like
a multi-millionaire.
millionaire. That's what I was. You took the words out of my mouth.
My
You
brain, bro.
just,
How the
yeah.
you just gave the biggest idiot $1 million and went, hey, take it, brother. You deserve it. Round of
You
applause.
took the words out of my mouth. I'm like, you
Holy
literally
shit.
made her a millionaire, and you are still fucking living where you are. You know what I mean? And you made a like 16 or 17-year-old girl a millionaire just because of some stupid shit. That you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's stupid
And
shit,
she
bro.
does not give a fuck where you are or what
No,
you know what I mean. And you
no,
just kept feeding it, and then yeah, man, it's crazy. It's so
yeah.
funny. Yeah,
People,
but like
that's why I blame the people. I blame
yeah.
people for following stupid shit.
Yeah. Like, and it's funny, right? Because like you even see, and I'm sure, you know, you've come across it in your time as well, man, is that like, I'm not one to tell people who they should follow, who should support. And I'm sure people even within like your vicinity and your, not, I wouldn't say so much your circle, but people that know, like, you know, you always see people staring from a distance, right? Like they're afraid to sometimes associate themselves with someone or something because of how it's seen all around from like say the general public, right? But the second like something starts ticking and it's going really well, like those ones that were watching from the shadow, all of a sudden like, oh man, yeah, I'm a big supporter and you know, blah blah blah, right? But it's like these people are the same people that like if there's something real or if there's something that's done um that's authentic, yeah, that's something that's valuable, it doesn't fancy their boat. But if someone's fucking doing some stupid shit, it's the same people that will like it and you know what I mean, promote it. And you're promoting it by essentially liking, commenting on whatever, right? You are like that's how the
Yeah.
algorithm works, right? So you know, but yeah, like you know, when you're touching the influencer thing, like yeah, that's a big part. Like it's almost like you know, like yes, I give people advice, and yes, you know, I give people my opinions and whatever. But it's also like, you know, you talk about certain topics, so you make people envious, like especially like I'm not a hater for someone that's got money or wealth or whatever. No, like I want fucking wealth. I want wealth for my family, for my kid, my son, and for my son's kids, and you know what I mean. So I'm never gonna hate on someone, but sometimes, man, when you shove it down people's throats, like, oh man, I'm living the life,
Nope,
or oh,
no.
you know what I mean, like, you know, or like you know, like you know, like I can't believe like this is, you know, this is what I'm doing, and you know, blah blah blah, and this and that.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't know if they feel like they're motivating someone, but man, there are people that generally, whether they don't like them, like themselves, like how they look or how they feel, that are they literally, bro, they literally feel shit about themselves because of someone that they don't know, but they don't understand that the power that that person has, or that person doesn't know the power that they have, right? And yeah, man, and it's just crazy. So it's like it's the yin and the yang to this, like, is that there's the flip side to it as well, man, where it's like, man,
What
it's just crazy. Yeah.
burns me is the people that are trying to do it properly struggle so much harder to go through and get the followers and get the promotions and get where they want to be with it, because they're trying to do it the authentic way. But the way the world's running at the moment, the moment you call any sort of drama, any sort of rubbish, you're already at the top.
The top, yeah.
At the top.
It's crazy, bro.
Like, bro. Oh,
But
another example, 6ix9ine as a rapper, biggest dud on the face of the earth. But people love the shit he brings. When he started snitching on all those people, when he got done, that is the dumbest shit I've ever heard of. They're like, yeah, that's it. Like,
yeah. Especially like in that genre, right? Rap music and stuff, where we grew up listening to it, like it's a big no, what, like, no, but just that snitching part, like, you know what I mean? But it's like, it's like obviously, like, I'm not going to talk too much into it because I don't know what exactly, but what the point I'm trying to make is, this guy, how can you go acting like, you know what I mean, you're street and this and that, and then and then like, one rapper, he put it the best, man, and he's a G as well, and he was like, when you go and you start to do street shit and you start to do all these things that are like against the law, you have essentially told yourself that whatever comes your way, you have to cop it. You're copping it in the chin, because you've made that commitment to that life, that you can't now all of a sudden decide when shit goes haywire, I want nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? And the way he said it was like, you do the dirt, that if it comes back around, you got to cop it in the chin sweet. You know what I mean? And,
100%.
And so, yeah, but that's the way of the world. But I like to think, man, there's different, like, I mean, for me, YouTube's my main platform anyway. That's where everything gets cracking. That's why I've created a channel, and that's kind of what I really invest my time in. I use these like Instagram and even TikTok, and I'm not really on Facebook, but as vehicles to connect with people and put out content. But yeah, man, I just think, end of the day, like, nothing, you can't be satisfied with anything if it doesn't feel real to you. You know what I mean? And I think it's the point. I've had people tell me, how to, I remember fucking when I did my first podcast, same thing, bro. Like, I had guys approach up to me, man, and it was black and white, bro. It was black and white, a phone, and shit as fucking audio, right? And like, mind you, man, like, I was working for almost 13 years to that point, and I fucking just quit work, everything, just to focus on building a foundation for this brand and what I want to do and how do I want to, for like almost a year. And I had these guys come up to me. One guy come up to me, he's like, man, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, and I knew this, bro. I knew what was coming next. And he was like, have you seen Joe Rogan? Like that, right? To me. And yeah. And I was like,
Joe Rogan starts off with fucking $300 million.
Yeah, I know. So then I looked at him and I was like, have you ever seen Joe Rogan's first ever podcast? And he goes, nah. I go, exactly.
He's got his own studio,
I said,
bro.
It was fucking shit. It was fucking shit in the sense of quality. And I said, that was his first podcast. I said, you're watching Joe Rogan when it's episode 1000 something, and he's actually fucking worked his ass off and built a fucking platform where he's got those followers, right?
But even if you look at Joe Rogan's first ever podcast, he's still got the money behind him.
100%.
Start at a decent level.
Yeah, at a decent level, exactly. Because he was still a relevant person, like, even when he was doing Fear Factor or whatever, people knew who he was. And then obviously then UFC kind of came about and everyone knew who he was. So it's not like you're trying to appeal to someone, like you're just trying to appeal to random people or whatever. Like, he already had a kind of a fan base. But anyway, it was end of the day, it was a stupid fucking question, because end of the day, if anyone's done anything like for themselves, they'll know that nothing comes easy. You got to build
I
it. You know
always
what I mean?
think
And then like I
of
had this wall and these paintings, and I had people messaging me like, bro, I love your backdrop and everything. You know what I mean? But I
I actually
visioned all,
back on
but I
that.
visioned everything. You know, I visioned that one day I will have all of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's not your reason. That's not the reason for you to not wait. You know, you can't just wait till everything's perfect. You know what I mean? You just got to start shit, man, and build as it goes through. You know, so it's a mentality thing, but you know, it's just, yeah, it's just funny, man. But look, bro, I won't take too much of your time, man. You've already given me a lot of your time, and but man, keep doing your thing, brother.
Thank you. You too, man.
I'm sure we'll, I'm sure we'll chat somewhere down the track, man. But
Yeah,
keep doing your
100%.
thing, keep making people smile, man. Keep putting your content, and you know, I don't know, I'll be sure to always fucking, share some of it as well, man.
Thank you, bro.
And
Thank
spread
you.
the love, bro. And
Yeah.
what you're doing is good, man. And I hope it does eventuate to something. And I have no
Thank
doubt
you.
in my mind that it will, bro. So,
Same goes, bro. Same goes.
yeah, man. I
Got a few
appreciate the
things
love. I
to
appreciate you
do.
giving me the time as well, man. I'm a big fan.
Thanks, Chich. Appreciate it,
Cheers,
brother.
cheers, my bro. Appreciate it.